Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? Sweet dreams are made of this.
Thanks everybody for listening and watching and supporting, and just thanks everyone for everything. I'm really grateful. I'm happy to be doing this. I really am. Thanks everyone so much. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to go straight in from where we left off, and then I will have some commentary at the end. My next spaceship encounter wouldn't come until I was 17. And I have to say, this craft takes the top prize for scaring the crap out of me. I'm on my way home from my girlfriend's house. It's late at night, and I go against my better judgment and take the back roads home. I have to drive 20 minutes on the back roads to get home. That beats the 35 minutes it takes to drive through town and get on the main highway. Obviously, because of my history, I try to avoid being on the deserted roads late at night, especially when I'm alone. I turn onto the old road. It takes a few miles to leave civilization behind. I'm not on the road but a few minutes when I spot it, a super bright star, glowing white. At first glance, I assume this is Polaris, or maybe even Saturn. It does appear to be moving, but I shrug it off as an optical illusion and focus on the road. I eventually realize that this light in the sky has got to be moving. I have been driving on the straight stretch for miles. The light started out above my right shoulder, but now it has made its way in front of me. Another couple of miles and I will reach an intersection. This intersection will be my last chance to change my mind about the country drive home. I get to the stop sign and slow my little gray Chevy Citation down. The four-way separates 4 open cattle fields. After coming to a stop at the deserted intersection, I look out over the cattle field that is across the road from me on my right. I find the bright light easily. The light is in front of me, way off in the distance to my right. I look at the road ahead of me. It's dark and full of twists and turns, but the scariest thing is the light off in the distance. I finally decide to stop being paranoid and take the shorter drive home. I ease off the brake. My car rolls into the intersection. I am halfway across the intersection when I get a bad feeling. I stop the car and back up. After pausing another moment, I decide I should go left and get on the main highway. I take another look at the light in the sky, and my eyes widen. I stare another moment. This cannot be happening, I think to myself. The light has tripled in size, and is falling straight down. I watch another moment, and my heart falls into my stomach. The light is not growing or falling. It is getting closer to me as it descends. By the time I come to my senses, the white light has reached the cattle field. The craft is so bright it turns the field into a daytime setting. It is diagonally to my right and closing in fast. I slip the car into gear and smash the gas pedal. I turn the wheel hard to the left. The car is accelerating quickly. The car's interior fills with white light. I hear a pulsing sound accompanied by sounds I have never heard before. I look over my right shoulder. There's a huge silhouette right above the trees. It's casting white light from underneath it. I look back to the road. I can see the orange construction signs up ahead. The main highway is being worked on. I run out of pavement and hit the gravel. I slam on the brakes. The car slides about 25 feet across the gravel before stopping at the main highway. I see the ship fly out over my head. The nose of the triangular ship rears upward to a stop. A big line of cars drove past only seconds earlier. Their taillights are about to fade away in the night, leaving me all alone. I take one last look at the ship. It has a triangular shape with rounded corners. It is the same thickness all over. I have no way of knowing the measurements, but it's huge. I cannot make out much above its flat bottom because there are 4 rings of white light underneath it. The light is too bright to see much. The only way I can see the actual ship is because it reared backwards to a stop when it passed me. This caused the light to shine away from me. The rings of light came into view as the ship rotated back around, with the nose still reared up high. The ship has a very large ring of light in the center, and 3 smaller rings of light around the corners, 1 ring for each corner. I looked left up the highway. There are no headlights coming. I look right and can still see the cars that just passed by. The ship has leveled out. It's slowly floating back towards me. Before I lose sight of the cars that just passed, I slam the gas pedal again, chasing the distant taillights down so I can have an escort home. I catch up to the line of cars before I look back. I don't see anything. I don't know what happened to the ship after that, but I would end up seeing this ship multiple times as I made the late trips home on the main highway. I always made sure I was with a convoy of other cars after this encounter, but very often I could see the ship, maybe 100 yards or so off, hovering above a horse farm or something. It just floated along like a stealthy blimp, the rings underneath of it barely glowing. I couldn't figure out if the occupants were watching over me out of kindness or curiosity, or if they were just waiting for the perfect chance to grab me. I used to see that ship on the main highway there all the time. It really did. It looked like a blimp floating off in the distance. I knew it was out there. It would just kind of float way across 2 farms away. It would be sitting there floating along as I would drive to the other city. And then on the way back, I'd see it floating along. It was an incredibly intense experience. That I was so terrified that night when that thing swooped down and chased me. I don't know, I guess when I stopped, they were going to wait for me to get further into the country road to pull this. They would have had me. If I hadn't have stopped and got that feeling and back up, there's no way I would have escaped them on the road that I was getting ready to get on. And I think when they seen that, they seen my car stop, they were like, well, he's going to take that other turn. That's when they swooped in to try to go ahead and get at me. And I took off. It was an incredibly intense experience to have that thing right there. As we get on into the book, you'll see another experience like that is way more intense than the triangle ship experience. Alright everybody, so you can probably tell this video was a little bit different. I'm actually glad for that because I've been working really hard on other avenues to promote MacNcreeps. There's so much entertainment on the horizon if I can get this channel taken off. As well as people are going to learn things. People are going to learn what's actually going on. There's mysteries that I don't know about, but I'm aware of a lot of things simply by experiencing it. We're almost done with book 1. I ended the first book with a pretty good teaser. So this is a shorter video because YouTube is telling me that my videos are too long. And honestly, they're telling me that I should make my videos 7 minutes and 51 seconds. And if I want YouTube's algorithm to share MacNcreeps, that I should make my videos 7 minutes, 51 seconds. Obviously, I can't do that. I'm a big talker and I like giving details and things. So this video was a lot shorter and there wasn't a whole lot of detail about it, but it was a good thing that the timing of this fell on this video and I was able to go out. It's just about 30 minutes from where I live now. I was able to make the drive and do the highway drive at daytime, and then I went back and done it of the night. So I had somebody with me when I done the night one. So I was able to go do that, and it was honestly perfect timing. I hope you guys enjoyed this part of the story. I know it wasn't this big to-do video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm trying to promote MacNcreeps on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, but it's all to get people to come to this channel and watch these more long stories that are more in depth with detail and everything. It's hard to try to put a story into a 3-minute video. It's free to subscribe. So if you want, you can just subscribe and know in the future if MacNcreeps gets bigger and I'm able to do all the things I want to do, you'll know that you had a part of that. You had a hand in bringing that entertainment to you. If anybody wants to support what I'm doing here and support the channel, share the video. If you share one of my videos, YouTube sees that and they're, shares, likes, and views. YouTube's saying that people don't really watch my commentaries or listen to my commentaries, maybe. I don't know. It's like people are listening to the guts of the stories and they don't really care much what I have to say for the most part. And I don't blame them. So I honestly probably cut out a lot of this commentary because I'm trying to shorten things up. If you want to support me, I would be incredibly grateful. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and watch the entire videos. Because apparently that's the problem. People are not watching the entire videos. And I know that I have long intros and long outros. The long intros and long outros are to set the mood. I like to set the mood before a story, and then I like to give some music to let people kind of digest what just happened. You have been listening to MacNcreeps. Aliens, monsters, and the supernatural. A true story of a terrorized life.